Good morning and welcome to the Opportunistic Trader for Monday, October 15th. I'm very excited today to be joined by my counterpart, Vince. Good morning, Vince.
Thank you. Thanks, Larry. Good morning. Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Great game. Went to the Dolphin game yesterday. It was a Dolphin victory in overtime. Great game. Haven't been to a good one like that in a while. All is good. Last week was a great trading week. Volatility spiked, but we had basically 1 week of this, and everybody is buy the dip mentality. So we'll see if that holds or how that can hold today.
Yep.
I expect the market to trade much lower than this. I don't know if it'll be today, but this is the beginning of something I think that is big. This is a better opening now. It's funny. I woke up this morning. S&P was down basically about 25, and the Nasdaq was down 80, and got up, took a shower, drove to work, and now markets are flat across the world. Markets out of Asia got smashed last night. I was looking this morning. The Chinese market, just their main market, is down 22. There were markets there down 30+%.
Oh, yeah.
Hang Seng's down 16, and now the Nikkei got annihilated last night, down about 2.25%, and is down 2 to 3 for the year. So watching all those markets, and it's an amazement to me that we are okay, and I think we are the root of all of these issues in a sense that Trump is fighting with the free world. I'm surprised that oil isn't up more with the situation in Saudi Arabia.
71.85 last on crude.
Yeah, it opened up $1.40, $1.20, and shot up $1.60, and then came in and went actually flat. And now it's up like 50 cents non-event.
There's some bruised longs out there who probably are a little bit shy to step in when other things are rallying. Maybe gold, maybe crude's going to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it had a really terrible week last week. Can't catch a bid today. Again, I'm shocked that the Nasdaq came all the way back, but it always does. It's like it's pretty amazing. But if they turn the computer back on and the vol clicks in here, we could go a lot lower. The tell this morning, though, early on, was that the VIX was never really up today. It was only when the futures were down 20, it was only up like 2%, which is very different than what we've seen, over the last couple of weeks. When we had a 30 handle down day, VIX was up like 15%, and we had the 60 handle down day, it was up 44%. So they knew, or you could know as a trader, that you could buy along with that because the options are getting cheaper or going up, but not in the way that they should. So
they weren't performing as they were.
Right, and the hedges are there to be had. So you could hedge your positions. You could do whatever you need to do to get in position to hedge your exposure. Interesting. I wanted to point out, looking at the market late in the day yesterday, before we turned and somehow rallied 280 points in 20 minutes. The put prices that they were pricing in for Monday's expiration, which is today, were off the chart. I mean, they literally were pricing in a crash. I mean, the 25.70 puts were bid $3 or $4. Every put was $3 or $4. So it was amazing to me that people were searching for that protection, and then now, a day later, nobody wants anything. All options are getting annihilated today. So we'll see. I do expect at some point to take out the low of this morning. It could be, midday today, this afternoon, tomorrow. I think we do trade down. I think the low last week was 27.13 on that program that whooshed us down at like 2:30 on Thursday.
Right.
It was pretty amazing. We held that, bounced 40, and then bounced another 30. So, they got it away from that low. I thought there was an interesting comment over the weekend or late last week from the guy from JP Morgan, and he said the market should bounce, but if volatility goes up, it's not going to bounce. Well,
yes.
I mean,
yes.
What does that mean?
It's going higher, but if not, it'll go lower. I think he's.
Pretty much. I mean,
I think
it's
that's a managing
basically,
director's. I think it's a managing director's quote.
yeah, it was, no, this guy, Marco, whatever his name is, but it's just shocking that the guy would say something like that. And then, not take into account that, markets can retrace, and things
Right.
could get ugly. But,
Well, bedside manner for holding hands with clients that are long. That doesn't sound like it's very reassuring. You got to have something intelligent to say to people. Like for example, like what you just said. Now, if I could just add to it, if most of the stock market is, as a market maker, your comment about Friday's puts and vol.
oh,
We're
it was
going into the
insane.
weekend. Everyone's long. Vol is bid, and everybody wants them badly. And as a guy who traded that type of who loves those type of environments, that's people freaking out before the weekend. And 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 it doesn't mean I'm going to sell naked into it, but it does mean that we're at an extreme. And the expectation is that everybody who had to get long, at least for a day or two, got long. And here's, I think, where it plays into your strength. So now it's Monday, and Vol did not run away from him as the market was lower last night, and now the market is creeping back higher, and Vol is stable to coming in. And you know what? I think people are going to puke all those Friday hedges, and they'll probably need them on Wednesday. So
Probably.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Vol is going to underperform the first leg down again, and that'll be either a mistake, meaning you should be buying Vol, or the market will bounce again. Point being, long stock, long options, or short options, short stock might be the play depending on your personality.
But
For you, I
we
think it would be short puts and
we
short stock.
we put out, just, I wouldn't call it a piece, but we just put out some comments, and literally, if you look at the free world and where everything is, it's just mind blowing where these markets are. I
You're
mean,
talking about the quotes in the press that you had this week.
no, I was just talking. Well, that's a reiteration of that. But again, last night I put some stuff out on Twitter and basically stating that every market in the world is down anywhere from 5 to 30%, and we're up, and people are in a panic. What do I do? What do I do? I mean, I'm getting calls all weekend freaking out, and the market's up. What's going to happen
Right.
when the market's down? But really, the market isn't up. It is up, but it's really 3 stocks, 4 stocks. If you don't overweight those stocks, or even have them in your portfolio, you're down a lot of money. And there are so many stocks down 20, 30, 40%. I mean, I could go through a list of them. I mean, there's a litany of,
The expression "there's nowhere to hide" or they're running out of places to hide is what's happening. The rotation is like you said.
it's just interesting, how calm the S&P is. It's just chilling. It's just, as you would say, it's relaxing. The markets are relaxing.
Relaxing,
But
inhaling.
overall, a decent week last week. We are going to sell bounces today. I hope they get up $3 to $5, $7. Put them out up there. May sell some weakness if the market bounces off of some weakness later. That's our equity mantra. The one outlier today that literally, I guess, has held in the market here is the DAX. So somehow the DAX is obliterated, but it's up 60 or 70 points. So that is holding the market in. That index is still down about 8 for the year, and we're positive. But somehow when that goes up, we watch that market. So really, that's that's it that I see on the equity side. The
I got a couple levels in
volatility.
indices. I got a couple levels in indices if you're interested, Larry.
Sure. Absolutely.
You're going to sell. You're more. I think it's people listening. This is relevant because I'm not speaking for Larry, but my observations are he wants to fade moves, sell strength or buy weakness, preferentially, and I'm the opposite: sell weakness or buy strength. So while Larry may be looking to sell 5, 10 handles higher, and possibly looking at those, and depending on how the sun and moon and stars line up when it gets there, at that moment, that's when the market's on his radar. For me, the market is on my radar below 27.47. below there after the first hour, I will probably get a sell signal. Doesn't mean I'll act on it. Depends on if it's a scale of 1 to 5.
2747.
2747 is a momentum, is an hourly. It's not like a get short for the month type of thing. It's a get short at below 2747 on an hourly close, and you stop out. 2747 is your stop out. So you expect to get short in the 2740, 41, 42 area, and with a stop out at 47, and you hold it for 1 to 5 hours, and either you're stopped out or you make 2 times what you risk. But the point is, you may be selling 5 handles higher, and I may be selling 10 handles lower, and we both may be right for different reasons, and that's just on the ES.
Well, that's trading, and that's what's great about having this high volatility and understanding the markets. I'm just surprised just looking at the tape. I mean, the Nikkei was down. Well, now it's only down about 310 or 320. It was down 450 points or 2%. And our markets completely ignore that trade and just go straight up. So, looking at that, it's interesting. Last night at about 3 in the morning, the NASDAQ was down 100 or close to 100. And now I've been here for a couple of hours, and literally there's no range in the futures, and they're dead quiet. So, we'll keep an eye. Hopefully we get a good trading day today. We're not 100% convinced. I would go out and tell the membership that the low is not in on this move. That's my call. That's my big call. I don't know if it's going to be today, next week, when it's going to be, but the low is not in. We are going to have a full 10% correction out of here at some point, minimally. And I think once we get closer to the midterms, it's going to get even more dicey, because I just think that they're going to get whitewashed, in this election. They're going to get.
It might be a sell the rumor, buy the news, meaning we could have the full 10% as the midterms approach. And then when midterms approach,
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm thinking that
who knows what happens after the midterms, but
everybody's calm and complacent. We like it that way. It makes for better trading and better panics when the market doesn't hold, which I don't think it will today. But again, it's early. This move would have been better suited later after the down move, to go down 90 and then basically almost green on the day. Pre-opening is not a move.
It makes you a bit scared, doesn't it? You don't want to. You want that move later in the day. You want the rally first. The way you trade. Yeah. Totally see it. I totally see that. The market is down 90 handlers, like, crap, I missed my chance to sell it.
No,
but it goes stronger, and I'm like trying to think as a regression.
You want to see a little panic.
We might have had our sell off, and there was no buying the vol. Oh crap, we might not go down today.
I'm not. No, I just don't think anybody was around for it. I don't think, listen, I think there's a lot of wounded ducks out there. I think that people are smashed. I think they're hiding, and we have to wait and see how all of that plays out. The shocking one today is oil. I would have thought oil would be up a lot more. I mean, literally, we could go to Saudi Arabia and basically tell them we're not buying your oil. Now, that wouldn't be good for us, but I think, Trump could do crazy things. You just never know. But I honestly can't believe that they killed that guy in the embassy.
I know.
I mean, that's shocking. You don't think? I mean,
and oil's nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, and Saudi Arabia is the largest exporter of oil, basically, in the world. So, I guess they don't care. But I thought it was funny yesterday with Trump when they said, are you mad? He's like, I'm really mad. They're like, well, you're going to cancel the arms deal? He's like, no.
No.
No, we're going to still sell them arms. Wait, we're going to not only do business with them, we're going to arm them with weapons. Weapons.
Exactly. What type of gun did you kill the journalist with? Okay, we'll give you 50 of those.
Exactly. Crazy. But anyway, oil's a little mystifying. I thought it'd be up a lot more. Surprised that it's not, but maybe it's a tell. Looking at the bond market, you're not getting much there. Tight range,
We
nothing
had a
going on.
tiny flight to safety in the rotation there. That took some of the yield off. So let's see what happens if the stock market sells off again.
And your baby's up, what, $13 today, gold?
Yeah, gold is overperforming to dollar weakness now. It's back to what it was doing in early 2017. So I talked about it in detail, in extensive detail, but just to give you the levels today, uh, the levels, I think there aren't, again, gold doesn't give you much of an opportunity, right? 2 trades a day tops, especially when most of the movement's happening in Asia. Below 1234, consider being short on a combination technical number as well as my system inverted with a regression to the mean. Above 1237, consider being long with a 1234 stop. That's it for gold. But it is outperforming silver in the rally, which is a little bit interesting to me, which means that this really is a monetary thing as opposed to just let's put our money in something that's not dollars. Meaning, silver would usually outperform. So I got to think that sticking to my philosophy that silver, for right or wrong reasons, outperforms early in rallies, and it's not outperforming now. I think that this rally might be short-lived, uh, as long as we stay below 1237, which we're close to now. Above that, 1250 is where the CTAs have their stops. Everyone, CTAs that are short gold. This comes direct from a bank that's going to front run their own clients. CTAs are short below 1250. There are stops in the 1250 area from CTAs, and above that, it's 1270 and 1296. So
Wow.
if we stay below 1237, I have no reason to be excited.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on those levels. I don't know. That thing was dead for sale for months and months and months and months and months, and now
Yep.
it's back.
I think it's really tied itself to the Chinese. I think the Chinese have de facto pegged their currency to it. So China's kind of saying to the U.S., look, if you want gold, if you want the yuan at a better price, then then you better peg the dollar to gold. I think
Right.
that's what's happening right now. That's why gold's rallying.
Yeah, it's actually been a really good move there. Um, See if it can get up maybe $20. Maybe look to short it for me for a trade, but I haven't traded it.
Absolutely.
I haven't traded in a long time. But
No, well,
we
the
were
one trade you
trading it a
did, I think you
couple of
took
months ago.
$7 out of it on a $7 range.
Yeah, yeah, that
But
was a good one that day.
I
But
think we're close. I think I think if you're swing trading it, we're probably close. On my system, you're at a level where it's okay to risk $3 right now, and but that's not the way you trade. On the other hand, if we get 1260, 1280, if we get there, it's almost definitely going to retrace from that area. Moving averages start to come into play, and people start looking at that. I think there's I think one of the you may not care about the moving averages, but I think the fact that other people care about them is how you trade. 200-day
no,
moving average.
I always care about them. I mean, I'm
Well, I
not
mean,
gonna
you
let
may
it.
not directly care about them at the moment you put the trade on, is what I mean.
Right. I mean, I'm
Uh,
looking at levels and moving averages and all of that stuff. And an interesting moving average was I think it was the Nasdaq 200 day.
yeah,
When it
right.
melted through that, it just collapsed. So, moving averages do give you really good trades, especially quick trades, and they're always important to know. But for looking at the market right here, I don't see anything that's really sticking out at me.
Well, Friday's move lifted the S&P. Friday's rally lifted the S&P back above its 200-day moving average again.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I don't have it up here now, but I saw it on Friday.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, look at that! It put it back above the 200-day moving average like magic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
where that number comes,
we'll see how today pans out. It's an interesting opening. It would have been a better opening if we opened in a little bit of a panic or, trading with a little bit of uncertainty, but there's no trading. We're like literally shut down. I mean, you might as well, you could turn your computer off. It's actually pretty crazy. They have an emphasis to buy. I could see it. I could see the way volatility is trading. You can look at it. It's actually vol is probably going to go negative on the opening,
right, right,
which what's funny? These computers or these people, whoever they
right.
are, they don't even have the wherewithal to do something for 2 days. I mean, literally, it can't stay. Vol can't stay because these computers just sell it every single day. I mean,
Right.
every day. And then when they're wrong, they run and buy it back like there's no tomorrow. So, you'll see
The
that.
average holding time of a stock, of a share of stock these days, and I feel like I'm making this up, but I'm not, is like less than 3 seconds.
Really?
So, oh yeah, there have been studies on it and everything. Yeah, the average holding time for a share of stock is in the seconds now.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know
but
that, but I
it's
will tell you, just speaking to people that I'm friendly with that are at large institutions, there is massive, and I was surprised about this, massive leverage on right now. Massive.
Really?
Massive. Yeah, massive day trading leverage, massive leverage at the Fidelities, the Charles Schwabs. Everybody's looking to leverage their positions, utilize leverage. Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see if these guys have to puke out. But they got saved this morning. This morning looked like a 250 to 300 point down opening, and they basically look flat now. So, we're down 50 points, which is nothing. So they'll probably go the other side of unchanged at some point. And again, we're going to look to sell them there. And, if they go down, we're not a buyer unless we break the lows pretty much of the day. Again, we could look to change that, but that's the way it looks to me. And no stocks are moving. Looks like a happy that they didn't blow the market up, because if you look at Asia, you would think we would be down a ton, but we're not. It's funny. I'm watching the DAX is coming in and the SPOs are rallying. So it's like I don't know what anybody's looking at. Nothing really is moving, though. Straddles are pricing in only $23. Last week on Wednesday, Thursday, they got to $50 on the at the money straddle. So $23 is your pricing for that. That's not even a percent move. So we're almost back to what we were, where there was, even though we're a 20 vol, these options are trading like a 5 vol or a 10 vol. They're trading with not a lot in them for the day.
Right.
And
I just want to interject, because I know people are paying attention. This is really important. Last night's behavior with the market lower. Okay. First of all, I mean, just go through this. If you're a day trader who develops a bias based on information you're getting from these calls, if I could just put it in different words, the market was lower and vol didn't get bid last night. Yes, Friday, before the market dropped, vol got bid, and vol overperformed in the sell-off, depending on your perspective. So either, if you're bearish, either you're saying, great, this is an opportunity to get options cheaply for going lower, or when we do sell off, it'll be a much bigger sell-off because people are flat-footed and not hedging again. Or if you're bullish, you're saying to yourself, hey, people are not, as Larry will lament sometimes, people are not as worried about the downside. They didn't buy puts, maybe because it was thinly traded last night, maybe because they're offloading options because they think the weekend is over, and we probably will rally for the rest of the day or the next two.
No, I mean, I don't know if that's the case.
I'm not making a statement. I'm giving conditional ideas.
No, I just see that they want to buy this morning, which is okay, because after they stop wanting to buy, they're going to have to sell it. But they want to buy hard right now. So we'll see how that parses out. Looking at the board just looks weird. I mean, if you would have seen that news over the weekend, you would have thought oil would be up $2 minimum. Okay, I'm not understanding why it's up 50 cents or 56 cents. Should be up $2 minimum. Okay, oil sold off more than the S&P last week, and it hasn't even recovered at all. So it's interesting to look at that oil has not rallied, and the S&P has come off the low 50 handles, and oil is literally $1 off the low, a percent off the low.
Tracy just said something in chat that's relevant. Let me find that. The journalist is not perceived as very credible. The Saudis issued a statement against what he said. It's an FYI. Saudi senior official said the guy was speaking on his own and was not the intent of the kingdom. This is
Which
his
guy?
second. I'm not sure how to say it. Khashoggi.
What do you
I'm
mean
not sure how to say that.
he's dead, bro?
Well,
I don't know what he's speaking about, but I
what he
think
was
he's
speaking
dead.
well, this is right. We're talking about another journalist, but
No, I think it's the same. I don't know
no,
what
it's
she's saying.
it's someone else who spoke out. I'm sorry. I'm just.
What are you talking about?
It's a Saudi op-ed, Turkey.
I don't know anything.
I don't know what his name is, but anyway, look back to the S&P. I think as a person who looks at other markets more than the S&P, I think the performance of the S&P 500 is the most important thing today. It is set to open lower. Number one. Number two, it has rallied off the lows. Number three, the 200-day moving average is around 2766. So I think below 2747, I'm looking to get short after the first hour. Above the 200-day moving average, I might be looking to get long after the first hour. But
I don't see us trading 47 in the first hour. I mean, that would be maybe, but that's 20 handles lower than here. I mean, we are popping
I'm not predicting.
around.
I'm not predicting what it's going to say. But if the market sells off,
but what if it does it? But what if it does it at 12:30? That's no good.
I'm sorry.
You were saying in the first hour. What happens at 12:30? What do you do at 12:30? Let's say the first hour goes by and the market's trading at 27.
Well, that's the thing. I would miss. If I were to sell the market in the first hour, it's kind of like, you remember Stoudemire?
No, I'm not asking. Yes, I do, but
okay.
I'm not asking
so if
that.
we go below 47, I have to make a decision. Okay, and if you put a gun to my head, I'm not allowed, right, by the book, to sell it in the first hour or buy it in the first hour on any signals.
Okay, so these signals are after the first hour. Okay.
Right. But doesn't mean I don't cheat. You know, if we go below 47 and trade 46, I'm not going to sell it.
I mean, I don't see any of that. I mean, this market can't even move 2 points. Since we've been on the air, it hasn't even moved 2 handles. I mean, it's shut down. I mean, you could tell they want to buy them. You know, I could feel it. You know, for people out there, I'm not going to take a long, but you could probably at some point take a quick long to get positive on the day and sell them out. It seems like they want to do that trade. Overall, the market's just ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing other than that you could say. It's it's the same mantra. You come in Monday and they want to buy everything. By Wednesday, we'll be crashing into the abyss, and you just have to trade the ranges, and that's the important thing to understand, and that's what we do here is trade the ranges, buy and sell levels that make sense, that are high conviction trades, and take $5 and $10 and $15 out of it. It's just this morning I really woke up excited because the market was down. NASDAQ was down 80 and the S&P was down 25, and then you come in and the whole trade by 9 o'clock is over. I mean, it's done.
Right.
I mean, the level you're talking about, unless they go into a full metal crash, which they can do, it's never hitting that level. It's just there's no volatility. You could see the VIX; it's dripping lower and lower and lower. So, most likely we're going to go positive here. I don't know why. I don't know why someone's paying 68 or 70 or 72 when they could have bought 45s, but that's the mantra. It's not a person, it's a computer. You got to keep that in your mind. It's not a person, it's a computer. If it was a person, no person would be buying here. It's just ridiculous. You can't make what it already did for the day off the low, but it's a computer. So you got to know the computer's buying. You got to stay out of the way and let the computer do what it does. Again, the interesting trade is oil today. I don't understand why it's not up more, which probably means it's weak. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. If it comes in, we'd probably look to buy it. Here goes the S&P, green on the day as we speak. I think I gave you guys a little layup there. You can see the volatility.
66 is the moving average, and now it's above it. So now let's see what happens.
Nothing's
some more algos going.
Nothing's going to happen. This is just tick, 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 tick. This is this is a tick, tick, tick market. It's not doing, excuse my expression, S. It ain't doing the S word, because the bottom line is volatility is down, or basically flat. It's up
Right.
8 cents
Yeah.
at $21.
And, you know,
Everybody's
people who want to
okay.
play the market in either direction, I think again, this goes against my normal grain, but I think if you're bearish and the market rallies, it might not be a bad idea to sell stock and sell puts, because I don't think you're going to get a bid in puts until we get close to the lows because of the Friday purchasing and offload deluge that you're seeing now. I think vol will underperform for the first leg down below 27.20. So it might be safe to short options.
I
Even
don't
if
I
you're
don't know
bearish.
about that. I think if we break 15 handles from here, this vol will skyrocket. People
Okay.
are. Well, let me ask you this. You're looking to buy vol, not you, but a person or a
Right.
computer, and then the market ticks up, and then you're selling vol. What are you going to do when the market ticks down? And then you got to run and buy vol? I mean, I can't figure it out. Like, don't you want to buy when vol comes in and sell when vol goes up?
Well, I mean, you're talking about, well, based on what your own comment, fund managers are not trading based on performance, or trading based on job security. If you're a fund manager, you're not going to buy puts, and you're going to use as much leverage as you can. Why? Because you're trying to generate returns that are as good as passive fund returns, and you're trying to keep your job. So that's why these guys are more leveraged than normal, and that's why they don't hedge when they should. And so that puts them in a position where they have to pay up for insurance on their house as the house is catching fire. I mean,
Yeah, but
it's
it doesn't make sense to me. Like I saw on Friday, like every put turns into the same price when we go down. Doesn't matter which one. It's like, but what does that mean? And then all of a sudden the market rallies a little, and then no one wants to buy a put. It rallies like literally 20 handles, and no one wants to buy a put.
which I could live with in terms of that behavior if these people also were buyers of puts when they were getting down to a tick, which they don't. So nobody wants to spend money to protect their portfolios. If you're leveraging, you've got to buy insurance, and people aren't doing that. I'm saying that traders are trading for job security, not for performance anymore, and that's basically it. So
Yeah,
who-
interesting.
buy high and sell. I mean, people are trading options like they're Giffen goods, right? It's perfume. The more it goes up in price, the more I want it. It's ridiculous. You should be trading the range for these things against it.
Yeah, well, listen, no one wants to buy anything until they have to. And that problem is they have to. And it's just weird. All the action in the tape right now to me is weird. You got oil flat on the day after getting pummeled last week. You have news in the market of that they killed this guy, potentially, most likely. And the market is going to go lower. As that is happening, the S&P, which was down 7, is now down $1.50 as oil goes lower. So that correlation is off the board. I can't find the correlation that they're looking to buy the market on, because it's not out there. Maybe it's just
Why
stock
not just
prices.
give you a statement that you can say every day? I can't find a correlation that lasts more than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
really where we
much.
are.
I mean, I'm looking at DAX. DAX is coming in, SPUs are rallying. Oil's coming in, SPUs are rallying. Bond isn't really moving. Actually, it's ticking a little bit to the low of the day, but not very much. And listen, the VIX is down on the day, basically. It's flat. It's up 6 cents now, which is crazy that everybody thinks the move is, it's buy the dip mentality. It's back. It wasn't back for literally, this is a 3-day or 5-day correction, and it's over for the most part. For now, for this moment, it's over.
In their mind, right? In the
But I'm
market,
just saying it's over.
Right.
In the market mind, it's over. It's done. That was it. 2 down days, buy the dip.
Right.
So, again, it's funny where the DAX is ticking now. Before the SPU is down $8. So I don't know why it rallied 6. It isn't because of crude. Crude is on the lows of the day or the low of the morning. It has no bid. The only thing that held the market up today is the DAX. If the DAX was negative today, the market would be down 30 to 50 handles. But since the DAX is up a measly 50 points, even though that index is down 8% for the year or 9%, and we're
Right.
positive, it brings our market back.
Right.
So these
and
are
macro correlations I look at aren't holding up either. I thought that maybe the stock market would continue to sell off until there was evidence that that the Fed would be not as not as able to raise rates. And it looks like Powell won't do anything or won't undo anything for until we have a 10 to 15% move. So
Oh, listen to me.
why
The
is the
Fed
market
isn't
rallying?
even.
Why is the market rallying? Is my point.
The Fed
It
isn't
should
even close. If the market came in 10%, the Fed would still move. They would still
that
move.
that may be true. I mean, J.P. Morgan was saying 15%, but I'm just
Well, I'm saying even 10%, it's nothing for the. I mean, the market is up so much over so many years. I mean, finally we're normalizing, and the market should be happy about that, but for some reason they're not. For some
So
reason.
let me ask you a question about oil, since that's really on your radar.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
If okay, so are you more all right?
I'm more
going
inclined
to ask
to
you
be
three
long.
questions for the audience.
Okay.
All right, and I know everything matters at the moment you execute a trade. It's a tactical decision. Are you inclined to look to possibly sell strength or sell weakness, or vice versa today?
No,
Or are you
I would be a buyer of weakness today in oil, but not at
okay?
these levels. I would have to see it go down on the day. And I was surprised it opened up at like 72.30, and then it rallied to 72.70, looked bid, and then all of a sudden it went down about $1.30, $1.50. Again, I think a lot of this has to do with rhetoric. I'm sure you're going to hear from Trump on this thing multiple times today, which should be interesting. I mean, I thought it was hilarious yesterday. He's acting tough, and the reporter goes to him, "Well, does that mean you're going to cancel the contract for the arms?" He's like, no, that would hurt us. I'm like, come on, you got to take a little bit of a stand here. I mean, come on, it's it's very, very interesting. But right now, straddle's not bid, shockingly, and unless we take the lows out or get close to the lows, I don't expect much to go on here today. And the trades, there's not a trade to be had. So for now, we're going to sit on our hands. If the market goes positive, we will sell. If the market comes in, maybe we'll look to buy it much later at much lower levels than this, near the lows of the day, or making new lows. But other than that, I don't see much. Gold came in a little bit here. I don't know if you shorted it or what.
I did not.
This came in about $5.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was the trade.
Yeah,
that was a trade, folks. I didn't do it, and hopefully you did. But it could go as low as 12.27 now.
Yeah,
easily. Yeah. But it doesn't. But the risk reward's not there on my system anymore. It could go to 12.27 or 12.37. So I can't do anything right now.
Yeah.
I missed my window.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't see much in gold. It's probably a sale up here. I'm mystified by the S&Ps. I mean, I am shocked that we're back here. I mean, it looked like Friday's program was just total BS, because the market was really weak and puts were bid through the moon, and then it just stopped on a dime and rallied 30, 40 handles, and every put went offered. Like there was no bid on.
Well, the plunge protection team. There may not be a Santa Claus, or maybe there is. I don't know, but there definitely is a plunge protection team, and it was a Friday, and there is a 200-day moving average, and we had to get near it again. That's what I think. I just think there was activity that had to dress the window for Friday. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they can hold it here. We will sell up. Also, if we break down below 50, we will get short. It's $14 from here, but it's an area which I think we will not hold. I'm surprised, since we've been on the air for 45 minutes, the S&P hasn't moved $3. I'm actually shocked about that. But we'll keep an eye on stuff. Again, straddles are like $23. They're low relative to the type of move we've been having. But I guess they know markets overall. It's not a lot going on. Goldman Sachs is higher. It was lower this morning. I don't know why it turned higher.
Oh, there's a lot of bank earnings out today.
Yeah, I don't know if Goldman reported today. I don't think they did, but
JP Morgan got slammed last week. Everyone got slammed on Friday. JP Morgan, PNC, Citibank.
But here's the
Wells
question.
Fargo.
Everyone's like, JP Morgan got slammed. I looked at it, it was down $1.
Well, it was down
but everyone said that.
Percent for them. And they had but they had a positive earnings.
Well,
they had good earnings.
They may have positive earnings, but Jamie Dimon's call was so negative on the environment that it was amazing that the market has like passed that by and hasn't discussed the fact that he said there's like minefields in every country and everything around the world. I mean, isn't that an issue?
I'm not arguing that, but their peer group was up when they were down. They released the earnings. They released positive earnings. Now, I'm not sure what the market was looking for, but JP Morgan was down $1, a percentage point. Citibank was up 2%. Wells Fargo was up 1%. And so if you look at the banking industry, which I think a lot of people are, one of the subscribers is very interested in it, the regionals got hammered. The big banks did well, except JP Morgan. So, there's a lot of banking earnings coming out this week and this morning, and that might be part of the whippiness that we could experience from last night to today. I think earnings came out this morning on a couple of them.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of whippy anything. I'm actually surprised at the opening. It should be a lot more uncertain, and they're relaxed. So, we'll see. We'll see what the deal is. We'll see how everything settles out. Again, the tell, which is one of our tells, is volatility. Okay, if this was going to be a big down day, vol would be bid. Vol is not bid. Vol is for sale, which is surprising. Wait, that was the correction. 1 week. Actually, 4 trading days. That was it for the whole year. That's it. We're done. We're good.
But why do you say it's surprising? There was a lot of buyers of vol on Friday. They're probably puking right now, and that's probably keeping a lid on it. Doesn't mean we're not.
I don't think there were a buyer of vol Friday. Listen to me. Vol traded 30 almost on Thursday. Okay,
well, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, and now it's 20. I mean, that's a 33 basically or 30% move down in volatility in 2 days. I mean, what? It's over. It's fine. Everything's okay.
I'm not saying everything's fine. I'm saying that whoever bought puts is puking them, whether it's for the right or wrong reason. They're puking them, or there's keeping a little volatility. So
no, I'm not, Vince. I'm definitely not disagreeing. But why did they buy it? They bought it for what? Protection for a day?
Well, I already made my point on that. They bought it for protection for their jobs.
I understand that. So then why would they let it go? Then now they don't, as it goes lower, they want to get out of it. So then
it's still about their jobs. We spent $3. We got to get $2.50 back. I'm not saying it's rational.
Listen, it's definitely not rational. And it doesn't make sense because they're going to have to come in and buy it again. So, we'll see, we'll see how all of that stuff goes. Again, the trade that to me makes the least sense today, but I guess it makes the most, is oil being only up 40 cents with the uncertainty. I'm sure we're going to hear from Trump about Saudi Arabia at some point in time today. I don't know if there's been any update on news and information in the last 5 or 6 hours on
Actually, about 10 minutes ago, something just came out that Turkey police confirmed they are in possession of an audio recording that showed the journalist was killed inside the Saudi consulate. So it appears to be.
I mean, Trump's going to have to hit hard. If he doesn't, it'll be shocking. I mean, it makes me scared. I mean, that could happen. What happened to that guy could happen to anybody in the world, So can you imagine you're going into the consulate and you're asking for papers to marry your new wife in Turkey, and they basically tie you up and put you in a chair and literally torture you and kill you on video that he videoed himself. Pretty crazy.
But they're our friends.
you can trust. Well, what about when they arrested all the very wealthy guys in Saudi Arabia, what's his name, the big investor, Ben Tual, and he was put in jail at the Four Seasons. That was his jail cell. So
No room service either. It was horrible.
I think the new king has some serious issues coming to him. I mean, they're ruling by rules that haven't existed since the Middle Ages, basically. I mean, it's pretty scary, and somehow we're going to do nothing about it because they have the oil and they have the money, so they can get away with whatever. But we'll see. We'll see what comes from that today. I'm sure you're going to have to hear from Trump today on this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Hey, Larry, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
gold just made a low of 1227.30. Trade's over.
Trade's over.
That's one trade for the day. Gold is done.
Gold is over. Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
1227.30. I mean, it could continue a lot lower now, but I'm focused on the S&P today, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think the S&P should fail. I don't understand what's going on.
Do you think the Nasdaq? Okay, here's a question I think people in the membership would care about. Nothing else is moving. Okay, I know that these things never happen, but I have to isolate them because of the many things you look at. Everything is frozen in time. Nothing is moving. There's no news. It's a little bit unfair, but I think you know where I'm going with this. The Nasdaq sells off. Are you more likely to sell the weakness in the Nasdaq or sell the S&P, expecting it to catch on? There's no news. There's nothing else going on.
I don't know. I'd have to look at the market action. I'm not sure. I can't give you an answer right now.
Okay.
Right now, the Nasdaq's down 40 basis points.
Can I ask one more about oil?
Well, let me just say the Nasdaq is down 40 basis points and the S&P is down
Right.
18. So I don't know.
It's already down.
Flip. Well, it'll flip flop all day. So
No, but I'm saying
not
your
really
point
sure.
is it's already down and the S&P is not moving much lower. So why should you put much credence in that as a correlation today?
Well,
I'm just trying to answer my own questions.
Well,
That's a
I don't
real
know the
question.
correlation. You're going to have to look at the stock action at 9:30 to see what stocks they're buying. The Nasdaq is down 40. The S&P is down 17. The Nasdaq could rocket 1.5%, and the S&P might not move very much. We don't know that.
I understand.
So I don't know. I got to look at the stocks. So to answer the question, it's basis the stocks that'll give me the idea which one's the better buy. The one that's interesting to me is oil. It's about to go negative on the day. It looks like garbage. So that's the one that's interesting. And I don't know how the S&P can hold up, with oil, with positive news in oil and oil tanking, how it can hold up today. And it's funny because oil is near the lows of the day and the S&P is 20 handles off the low of the day. So something's going to give. We got about 20 minutes to the opening. 10 minutes to the opening. It's about 20 after. I'm going to get off the air. If you have anything else to say today, final comments, you can chime in.
I'm good.
To our membership. But basically, I don't have anything on. I'd like to buy oil if it goes negative for a trade. And I would sell S&Ps on weakness below 50. That's 13 handles from here. I don't expect it that fast, but you never know. If we trade below 50, we should trade the lows of the move. Again, somehow they've turned a day that looked really busy overnight into nothing. So we're very quiet. Straddles are pricing in same straddles. Popped up a little. It's 24. So, that straddles 24. It's going to be quiet unless we break down. Again, they've bought them pretty much every afternoon. They buy them almost every afternoon, except the one day where they tanked them 50 handles in the afternoon. So
right, it's a sell the morning, buy the afternoon.
Yeah,
so I guess
every day.
They got ahead of themselves. Sell it at midnight, buy it at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So maybe the clock's off.
All right. So we'll see what's going on today. Mike, I don't know who's coming on. Do you have an idea?
Yeah, at 10 o'clock we have Phil Flynn coming on to talk about the markets. After we get off this, we'll have Joe Baklavek's overnight ag report. And then at 1:30 we have Movement Capital, Adam Collins breaking down the latest COT report, market sentiment, and seasonality.
Excellent. And I'll be on.
Hey, Larry,
times
on
today.
your Trump comment, Tracy just threw something out there for the membership. She said Trump says he will immediately, quote, send his Secretary of State to meet the Saudi king. Saudi King told him they're working closely with the Saudi King to find the answer on Khashoggi. So there you go. There's the beginning of Trump's rhetoric. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, they're gonna.
I'm going
They
to
have a
send
video.
someone else.
They have a video of him being killed. His own video.
Listen, Photoshop. You never know.
Exactly.
No. I'm sorry to make
I
light of the
actually-
situation.
I feel bad for the family. Actually, it's pretty terrible.
It's
Anyway,
ridiculous.
I'm gonna go back, find some trades for the membership, and we'll go from there. I wish everyone a good day. Thank you.
Thanks.